In a dusty, quiet corner of the world, there lived a boy named Ravi, whose heart was rich with dreams, though his pockets were always empty. His village was small, nestled deep in the countryside, where life revolved around the seasons and the fields. Most families, including Ravi's, struggled to make a living, and many children never had the chance to go to school. But Ravi had one love that set him apart: books. Books were his escape. They took him places his feet could never carry him, to enchanted forests, bustling cities, and distant planets. But in a village where books were like treasures, rare and inaccessible, Ravi's collection was meager. Just 3 tattered volumes given to him by a kind schoolteacher who had once visited his village. He read those books over and over until the pages were soft and worn, their stories etched into his memory. One evening, as Ravi sat under the old banyan tree, flipping through the same familiar pages, a thought struck him. What if everyone in his village could know the joy of stories? What if children like him had access to books without needing money or privilege? It was a wild idea, but it planted itself firmly in Ravi's mind. "I'll build a library," he decided, "a free library that anyone can use." Of course, Ravi had no money, no supplies, and not many books to share. His friends laughed at the idea, and even his parents, though loving, thought it was an impossible dream. But Ravi had something stronger than resources. He had determination. The next day, he set to work. He found an old wooden crate discarded by a shopkeeper and asked if he could have it. With some nails and scrap wood scavenged from the village, Ravi transformed the crate into a small, weatherproof box. He painted it with the brightest leftover colors he could find to make it inviting, and wrote on it, "The little library, take a book, leave a book." When he placed the library just outside his home, most villagers didn't notice it at first. But Ravi didn't mind. He started by placing his 3 beloved books inside. Slowly, word spread. A passing traveler contributed a children's encyclopedia, an elderly woman donated an old cookbook, and curious kids soon stopped by to peek inside the colorful box. As the number of books grew, something remarkable started happening. Families who had never prioritized education began visiting the little library. Parents borrowed picture books to read to their children at night. Teenagers, who once spent their evenings idly, began cramming for exams with borrowed study guides. The quiet love for learning that Ravi had carried inside him for so long started to ripple through the entire village. Ravi even began hosting story sessions under the banyan tree, where he'd read to younger kids, encouraging them to tell their own tales. Soon, the little library wasn't just about books. It became a place where the village came together, united by curiosity and a thirst for knowledge. One day, a schoolteacher passing through the village noticed the new energy buzzing in the air. When he saw Ravi's little library, he was moved to tears. "This is no ordinary library," the teacher said to the villagers gathered under the tree. "This is a symbol of what can happen when someone dares to dream." The teacher left, but he returned a week later with a gift: a collection of donated books from the city. Fiction, biographies, science books, and more. They filled Ravi's little library to the brim. With the teacher's help, the village began a literacy program, and soon, kids who had never held a pencil were learning to write their names. Years later, as Ravi grew into a young man, the little library still stood proudly, though it had expanded far beyond a single wooden crate. The villagers often spoke about the boy who had changed their lives simply because he loved stories. Ravi would smile humbly and say, "I didn't do it. The books did." And so from one small box and one poor boy's dream, a village was transformed, a testament to the power of knowledge, hope, and a little library filled with love.